Now let's take a look at tool number 5 in our list of essential tools that you should learn when you're first learning Photoshop, and that would be the brush tool. And it's very straightforward. And yes, that's exactly what it is. It's a brush. You can change the color, you can change the style of the brush, and do all kinds of things with the brush tool. And it's located right here in the tool panel. Now what I'm going to do to demonstrate this is to come up to File, New, Create, and then we have just a workspace down here. In very, very simple terms, put the cursor up here, left click, hold it down, and come across, and it paints that color onto the workspace. Do it again, and there it is. Now let's start again. Now the color is designated right here. See this little box that I'm pointing at right here? Click on that and you'll get the color picker panel come up. Say that 3 times fast, and you can change the color any way you like. Now, we can move this around the workspace and you can see how the color changes. I direct your attention right here. The old color is here and the new color that you're getting ready to use is right here. So you can move this around any way you want to, and notice the RGB values, HSB values are here, the lab values, and CMYK. I never use CMYK, but the rest of them come in handy every now and then. Mainly RGB is what you're going to be concerned with, and if you need exact color, then you can just enter the values down here. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to blue. Hit OK. Now I'm going to change the diameter of the brush. The left bracket key makes it smaller, the right bracket key makes it larger. Let's go ahead and make it about that size for now. I'm going to come across and you can see how deep and rich that color is. Although it is blurred on the edges, it's what we call feathering. We'll get into that in just a moment, but first let's look and see how we change the density of the color when we do a brush stroke. All right, now you'll notice these 2 settings up here. It says opacity and flow. For now, don't worry about why, just leave the opacity at 100%. The flow, however, is how you're going to adjust the density of the color as you make a brush stroke. So I'm going to back this off to about 10%. We'll make a brush stroke, and then you can see how washed out, for lack of a better term, that is. Now, let's say I want to go to 20%. That's 21. And it looks a little bit darker, and so on until you get up to 100%. And of course, 100% is represented by the top line up here. I'm going to go ahead and set this flow back to 100%. Start again. Now let's take a closer look at that term feathering that I referred to before. And if we take a look at our brush stroke right here, you can see that the edges are very, very smooth. And that's what's called feathering, okay? Or blurring of the edges or hardness of the edge or what have you. But the real term is feathering. And if we come up here to this little drop-down list right here, we see this hardness adjustment. Right now we have it at about 50%. Now if I take this all the way to 100% hardness and then make a stroke, you can see that the edge of the stroke is very hard indeed. Now if I do the reverse and I take the hardness and I bring it all the way to the left, 0 hardness at all, and we come across and look how very feathered it is. And there's times when you're going to want the hard edge, and there's times when you're going to want the soft edge. I usually use the soft edge for most of my stuff, but when you're using, as we saw before, if you're using the spot healing brush, you're going to want a very hard edge. And the way you make that adjustment is up here with this drop-down list. Now again, you'll notice that the shape of the brush is a circle for now. That's the default shape of the brush. But some of the more creative things you can do with the brush tool are located up here. You see this little icon right here? Click on this icon and you'll get this panel that comes up. Now it looks imposing, but it's really not. The brushes are here. So in other words, the shape of the brush can be changed by simply picking one of these. Now let's just take the scattered maple leaves as an example, and then we'll come up to brush settings, and we have, and this is how it's going to look when it's deposited onto the workspace. Scattering, you see? You can go from scattering to a straight line. Let's do scattering. And then just to demonstrate it, here's what happens. Let's make this a little larger. And look at that. Isn't that cool? Now let's go ahead and back up. And I'll really blow your mind. Obviously, I'm going to change to a green. And let's make this a little bit of a dark green right here. And we can come across, and boom, we got green leaves. Isn't that something else? Now, watch this. Come over, change it again. We'll go to a little bit of an orange. I'll move the cursor up here. Go to a little bit of an orange for fall colors. Go like this, and we make another stroke. Look at that. And I think you can see now some of the creativity that you have available to you when using the brush tool. There is just so much variation up here. Now we've got the leaves, and watch this. If you take this little thing right here and simply click on it, and let me make it larger. Get these little stars, or if I want to drag it across, I get these that come up. I mean, it's just neat. You can come in here and play with this and change the way it appears. And, you know, a lot of this, I don't even know what happens. You just have to come in and experiment. Right? So that's brush pose, wet edges, build up, etc., etc. Just play with it. Just come in and choose one of these and see what it does for you. See if you like it, see if you don't. And of course, if you don't, you can back up on your history states. You can go back to here, you can go back to there. So again, you can't hurt anything. Come in and play with the brush tool and all of these settings. Go get yourself another brush. Now here's grass, and I'm just playing around. Some of this, I don't even know myself because I don't come in here very much, but when I do need it, it is here. Now if we change this to green, and I think you can see where I'm going with this. You got grass. Grass needs to be green. So if you want to put some green grass into your image, there's the way to do it. So the brush tool, come on in, play with it. This is a very powerful feature in Photoshop.